Die, oh Daniel, oh Daniel, oh what a die, die, what a da, what a die, oh Daniel, oh Daniel, oh what a die, die, oh Daniel, oh what a die, die, what a da, Daniel, what a die, die, and go Daniel, oh what a die, die. This it's the Black Pot, aka Kuku Show, them where we speak truth to power. And I'm most excited to be with you. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we will only do it on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. This is the Black Pot. And of course, from the newsreel, we always endeavor to keep it real. My brother, my sister, today we have a number of issues to look at. As usual, we'll go straight for the jugular vein. Now, the very first story we are looking at today is taken from My Joy Online. And it says, NAPO should apologize for Nkrumah comments. And this is from a man called Kobby Mensah. Who is this man called Kobby Mensah? Now, a political scientist at the University of Ghana, Professor Kobby Mensah, has advised Dr. Opoku Prempeh, the running mate of the New Patriotic Party's flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, to apologize for denigrating the name of Ghana's first president, Dr. Nkrumah. Now, during his official unveiling, Dr. Opoku Prempeh declared that no president has developed the nation like President Akufo-Addo. Now, since independence from 1957 till today, we have not had any president that has helped Ghana like Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I say from 1957 till today, you can bring your Kwame Nkrumah, no president who has protected Ghana and moved the country forward like Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he explained. Now, these comments have been defended by NPP spokespersons who claim that he was merely comparing the achievements of President Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to those of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. My brother, my sister, since NAPO made those irresponsible remarks, he has hurt a lot of people in the Pan-Africanist world. In the world of Pan-Africanism, in the Pan-African diaspora, many people, my brother, my sister, have been hurt. For a nation that depends on the West for everything, right from toothpick all the way to matches and even water, it is so disastrous. Now, the threat of the LGBTQI+ alone was enough to make people swallow their vomit in this country. The threat of the LGBTQI+ was enough to make a whole president behave like an infant. The threat of the LGBTQI+ in this country, my brother, my sister, almost tore apart the very foundations of this country when a president started to behave like a little toddler before an American vice president. My brother, my sister, you look at these things and you shudder. We are a sovereign nation that is built on a permanent foundation of Pan-Africanism, because our very first president and founder of this nation was an uncompromising Pan-Africanist. My brother, my sister, it hurts that all this while, as a nation, all we are interested in is what we eat, and not about our birthright and our pride. Since NAPO made those irresponsible remarks, I have observed some MPP miscommunicators who call themselves communicators play the buffoonery. My brother, if a man opens his mouth and says Mube tume di Kwame Nkrumah no kraba. The Kwame Nkrumah, he spoke tree, remember, it's derogatory. You can't say Mube tume fa mu otumfo no kraba. It's insulting. For a man, a grown-up man like NAPO, to open his mouth and say things like this. In fact, if this was a conference of fools, I would have forgiven him. But it was a meeting of people that included the Otumfo. If I was the Otumfo, I would have walked out of that meeting. Every well-meaning Ghanaian should have walked out of that dirty meeting. My brother, my sister, so many people have spoken. We have all spoken. A lot of people have lost their cool. NAPO is still defending it, saying that what he said is nothing but the truth. Somebody who claims to be a medical doctor, yet he doesn't have the common sense of academia to even do a little Google search to find out. Now, the biggest question is, are they competing with Kwame Nkrumah or they are competing with Mahama? Why should Kwame Nkrumah's name pop out in your political rally? These people have tried in the past to kill the heritage of Kwame Nkrumah, but they lost pot all. I am hurt. Imagine somebody like NAPO goes to a hospital and calls himself a dentist. My brother, if all my teeth were getting rotten, I will never allow this guy to touch any one of them. He is not qualified, common sense wise, my brother, my sister, to even hold any academic degree or pedigree. It's sad. Canada Agyapong is speaking. Listen to the wisdom of this guy. A guy that his party does not even respect. They see him as a loose cannon, a guy who talks by heart. Canada Agyapong has responded, and I'm reading this from Ghana Web. It says, "You can hang me. I will still stand by Kwame Nkrumah's legacies." And this is Canada Agyapong speaking. Canada Agyapong that does not have a proper O-level certificate. Canada Agyapong that does not have a proper A-level certificate. And he's not boasting that he is an academic. He says he's a businessman. Listen to the wisdom from the mouth of this guy. In an interview with talk show host KSM in February 2024, Canada Agyapong, the member of parliament for Asin Central, praised the late Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana's first president. Now, during the interview, KSM asked Agyapong, is it the case that since independence, we haven't had any good leaders, selfless leaders? In response, Canada Agyapong expressed his admiration for Nkrumah's ideology and leadership. I believe in Kwame Nkrumah. Although I am a UP, that is what? Read my lips. You can say it until the next year. I believe in Kwame Nkrumah. This is Canada Agyapong speaking. That even though he is part of the UP tradition, United Party tradition, he will stand by Kwame Nkrumah night and day, and that he believes in Kwame Nkrumah. In other words, he's a UP Nkrumahist. What a combination. Now, it is not only Canada Agyapong who is speaking. Listen to this wisdom as well. And I'm reading that from Peace FM Online. It says, this was a needless distraction. Completely unnecessary. Disappointed Kweku Baako blasts NAPO. He says, you cannot give the weapon to your opponents like that. That is what Kweku Baako is saying. Now, the managing editor of the New Crusading Guide newspaper, Abdul Malik Kweku Baako, has expressed his disappointment over the running mate of the New Patriotic Party, Mr. Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, popularly known as NAPO. That's NAPO's recent goof. Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh during his unveiling in Kumasi, said no president, including Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, has contributed to Ghana's development significantly as President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He goofed. He goofed. James Kobna Bomfe, popularly known as Kabila, speaking in reaction on Peace FM's morning show, Kokroko, said that post comment was in bad taste. Kweku Baakun was speaking on the same platform and said Nkrumah Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo comparison was irrelevant. Let me be brutally frank. The comparison NAPO made had no relevance. It was a needless distraction. It's so unnecessary, completely irrelevant and needless. What is at stake right now is an election. As the running mate being outdoored, you can exalt NPP projects. President Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's projects. You are entitled to that, but don't drag in another figure. Needless distraction. You don't provide armor for your opponents or neutrals. Needless, and it lacks relevance. I am disappointed. My brother, my sister, Kweku Baakun is a sympathizer of the NPP. Everybody knows that. He says he's disappointed. His father was a minister in the era of Kwame Nkrumah and in the regime of Kwame Nkrumah. His father was an honest man who was asked by Kwame Nkrumah to go secure an aeroplane, which was to be called the Ghana Airways, or to operate under the Ghana Airways banner. The price that was agreed, when he went, the price had come down. He returned the balance to the states and to Kwame Nkrumah. He could have just pocketed it, but he brought it back. Kwame Nkrumah's regime, Kweku Baakun's father, my brother, my sister, this is Kwame Nkrumah we're talking about. These are people who have come out to defend Kwame Nkrumah. But I'm glad. There was a journalist who said on Joy FM that NAPO was only one comment away, one nasty comment away from sealing their doom. And this is the doom. I'm sure Bawumia has regretted. If this statement had come 2 weeks before his unveiling, Bawumia would have changed his mind. I know they pushed him to accept NAPO, but the doom is here. It's doomsday for the NPP, doomsday for Bawumia. His dream of becoming president has become a fleeting illusion, all because of a careless, loose cannon with no common sense. NAPO. Today, my brother, my sister, NPP communicators are running from one radio station to the other, defending this irresponsible utterance. Kwame Nkrumah no. My God. Kwame Nkrumah no. The founder of the nation. The man who brought us here. The man who gave us independence. The man who built factories. The man who built roads. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of the achievements of Kwame Nkrumah. Just a little bit of it. So that you would see. Those of you who are just growing into Ghana, you will know what Kwame Nkrumah did. Kwame Nkrumah built 4 major hospitals in this country and expanded some. Kwame Nkrumah built the Komfo Anochi Teaching Hospital right there in Kumasi, where NAPO was supposed to practice as a dentist. Kwame Nkrumah built it. He also expanded the 37 military hospital and opened it to the general public. Kwame Nkrumah upgraded the Kolebu Teaching Hospital and gave it the teaching hospital status it used not to be one. The visionary Nkrumah did it. My brother, my sister, he built several clinics and health facilities. Innumerable. We can't count them. As for hospitals, 4. Expanded, built from the scratch. My brother, my sister, how many hospitals did Akufo-Addo build? 0. I hate it to compare this. It's like comparing lions to ants. It's sad that this is happening. But my brother, how many universities and tertiary institutions did Kwame Nkrumah build? 6 of them. He built the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, right? He also went ahead, my brother, my sister, to build the University of Cape Coast. He founded it. My brother, my sister. He went ahead to build the Kwame Nkrumah Institute of Economics and Political Science, now known as the South Campus of the University of Education, Winneba. He built the Kumasi Technical Institute, now a university. Accra Polytechnic was built from the scratch by Kwame Nkrumah. Now it's called Accra Technical University and the Ghana Medical School. In addition, he set up 16 teacher training colleges in the country, including the Atebubu Training College, Brekum Training College, Fosu Training College, the Enchi Training College, the Kwadasu College of Education, the School of Languages in Ejumako, and the Ghana National College right there inside Cape Coast. Kwame Nkrumah built all this. How many universities did Nana Akufo-Addo build? 0. He's only going round renaming the universities built by Kwame Nkrumah and others after they are useless heroes. My brother, my sister, it's sad. How much did Nkrumah contribute to Ghana's electricity? He built the whole Akosombo Dam, which presently is providing more than a quarter of Ghana's energy. In fact, my brother, my sister, 1,020 megawatts of power. This is providing right now as we sit. And this, he also built the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission in 1963 and initiated plans for the Ghana Nuclear Reactor Project, the GNRP, in November 1964. 2 years later, he was overthrown. What has Nana Akufo-Addo done when it comes to power and electricity? He has done 2. Akufo-Addo has also contributed to Ghana's energy generation capacity, but his contribution is far, far, far lower than that of Kwame Nkrumah. His contribution includes only 15 megawatts of the Kalio power plant and 55 megawatts of Bui solar. Nkrumah, the Akosombo Dam alone, 1,020. My brother, if I mean to go on and on, NAPO will be buried alive. Nkrumah had state-owned factories established, 10 of them, over 10 actually, including some even in the Ashanti region, where NAPO proudly says he comes from. Unfortunately, my brother, my sister, the Suchari Sugar Factory and Buokrom Estate, right there, my brother, my sister, he built that. Bolgatanga Meat Processing Factory in Bolgatanga, my brother. The Akosombo Textiles, the Aboso Glass Factory, and even more, including Gihok, which they are destroying right now. How many factories has Nana Akufo-Addo built? 0. The one district, one factory is a farce. It's sad. I won't continue. But to NAPO, not even an apology will save you. You are bound for an early grave, politically. And there you will reside until the end of your miserable career. I curse you. Now the next thing I want to look at is right here. And I'm reading that from my Joy Online. It says, Ghana ranks 6th in Africa with highest food inflation. And this is from the World Bank. Oh my God. I read, Ghana is currently ranked 6th in Africa with the highest food inflation. According to the World Bank's food security update, Ghana's food inflation of 22.6% in May 2024 put it at that position. Malawi and Nigeria came first and second with food inflation of 40.7% respectively. Sierra Leone 32.4%, Egypt 31.0%, Ethiopia 25.5%, Angola 18.5%, and Zambia 16.2% were ranked 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, and 8th respectively. Planting for food and job is a farce. Oh my God. All the noise they made about planting for food and jobs. All the noise they made about the fact that there's no hunger in Ghana. Today, one single small tomato sells for 5 Ghana cedis. It's sad, isn't it? My brother. Now, the paradox of this all is, it is the World Bank and the IMF we all are running to in Ghana to salvage us from our economic doldrums. After going for hefty loans and bailout money from the IMF, this is what the World Bank is telling us, that we have become worse. We are 6th in the whole of the world. So sad. 6th in the whole of Africa. My brother, my sister, we are suffering. This is the government that wants us to bring it back. This is Baumeye's government, the head of the economic whatever. My brother, my sister, they believe they have done better than Kwame Nkrumah. Inflation has shot to 6th position in the whole of Africa, despite going to the IMF for hefty loans. May these people suffer. Now, the last thing I would like to look at before I leave you is here, and it's taken from Graphic Online, the national communicator. It says, don't make a mistake with NAPO's confidence as arrogance. And this is KT Hammond speaking. Who is he? Do you know him? Even before he was officially nominated and approved as the running mate to the flag bearer of the governing New Patriotic Party, some describe Dr. Matthew Opoku as an arrogant person. But for Kobby Tahir Hammond, KT Hammond, that notion and perception of Dr. Prempeh is wrong. To him, Dr. Prempeh was a confident man who pairs perfectly with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as the flag bearer and running mate of the MPP. These are apologists of Ghanaians, these guys. KT Hammond himself is a miserable, irresponsible, arrogant guy. Am I just throwing words around? This was the guy who said that the youth in Ghana have no capacity to rule the nation. After all, they have coconut heads. Will a man with common sense talk like this? You know, the youth carry the vote. They are in the majority. A smart politician should never speak like this. He and NAPO are birds of the same feathers. Arrogant birds with no proper colors. Listen to what he's saying. His confidence to say that your Nkrumah, mo Nkrumah, his confidence is not arrogance. Oh my God. I leave it here. It's a shame. KT Hammond, NAPO, and whoever trained you, they have to call you back to school, call back your certificates, and retrain you, reorient you, re-socialize you, because you have lost it.